Ladies and gentlemen, feast your eyes on Overlay Design Mark IV. Much larger individual viewer portraits than Mark III. The ability to accommodate 6 individual players and the largest chat section for our beloved viewers to date. In addition, alright, check this out. It's entirely modular. I can take people out, I can add people in, and I don't have to go back into Photoshop and make us a brand new one. Or, you know, when Josh's character dies, Xavier, you horrible animal. Anyway.
The universal consensus was he was in the wrong.
Funny story on Twitter, Matthew Dawkins actually liked a Twitter post about that. And considering that he's the World of Darkness line developer for Onyx Path Publishing, I like to think that it's canonical that Gabriel was wrong about that. But I digress.
But we are canon.
Our funny little broken canon.
All right, what can be said about Rise of the Free States, guys? This is probably... Now, so let me explain, because not everybody knows what's going on. We do have some new viewers. Thankfully, some people do still like us. So this is the continuation of probably some of the best Vampire that we've ever played. Now, if you're not familiar with the first chapter of Rise of the Free States, don't fret. I have specifically tried to build and develop this chronicle from the ground up so that can be enjoyed with any amount of experience. However, if you like what you see, there's a playlist of just hours and hours more for you to enjoy that I will link in a card somewhere in that direction when this gets to YouTube. In the meantime, allow me to enchant you all with a little bit of background. So, it is currently August 7th, 1956. 12 years ago, you and the young kindred of the domain of Los Angeles took a stand against the debauched and cruel Toreador prince Don Sebastian, overthrew him, and carving out for yourselves the very first anarch-controlled domain in the world. It was a historic, monumental thing, and despite critics expecting you to fall, expecting you to succumb back into the dust from whence you rose, it stood. However, as many revolutionaries found out throughout history, the new regime is not necessarily better than the old one. With the death of Don Sebastian came the death of all order entirely. Los Angeles now is a violent, lawless domain, where a vampire is only entitled to keep what he can take and hold by force. And that includes the blood in his veins. Right now, there are only 2 stable fiefdoms within the bounds of Los Angeles. Salvador Garcia, who, through his control of Hispanic gangs, has carved out a sizable portion of East LA that he is able to defend. And,
yes, the Bruja.
And our good friend Louis Fortier, through his, shall we say, rather prodigious connections, has managed to hold on to a solid piece of the Hollywood Hills. Now, you four, your coterie, thanks to your status as old volunteers, i.e., the original revolutionaries, and a combination of Jabril and Byric's martial skills, Mark Zance's resources, and Carlo's connections, you don't usually get messed with too much. Too much is the caveat. However, it's also important to note that this sort of unspoken protection that you've been enjoying has eroded in the modern nights as more and more vampires are brought into the night, as more and more kindred are sired, are whelped, perhaps would be the better term, as they are left to their own devices to carve their own tiny little niche in a calcified and already overpopulated society. And that is where we return now. And hello, all you fantastic, fine people in chat. I love you and adore you all. So before we start, we're actually going to begin with a little bit of a downtime session. It's in the rule book, don't at me. And we're going to talk about what your characters have been up to and what you've been doing over the past 12 years as you've been trying desperately to hold on to what little you have, in the case of some of you. Yusuf, we missed you too.
Hello, some of us more than others. God damn.
Yes. I am gone, but not forgotten.
Wait, what did I do? I didn't say anything.
Well, I guess we could.
You're doing the thing, Tom.
I do none.
I think people just like Byrick Ash because I'm actually using a very old image from back when we used to do cutaways. I have one for everybody, but everybody's here right now, with one noticeable exception. We tried, and we wish him nothing but the best. But, so who'd like to go first and tell me what you've been doing for the past 12 years?
I'm very interested into what Carlo's been doing.
If you want to know, wait till the end. It's getting
Yeah. Clickbait.
Stay tuned. It's a
Hey, absolutely, Imp. So I don't know who's controlling the Caffeinated Conquest account right now. It's not actually me, even though it usually is. So,
That's me.
okay, yeah. I mean, you're 100% allowed. It's just he's adding Caffeinated Conquest, so it's not highlighting to me, just so you know. But
Well,
yeah,
I mean, it is highlighting to you. It's just highlighting to both of us.
fair. Anyway, you're 100% welcome, Cool Imp. You keep at it, bro. Solidarity. I give the floor to you now.
What has Carlo Martino been doing?
All right, we all volunteer Carlo Martino.
Adam, if you don't decide, we by committee will decide for you, and you don't want that.
I know. Yeah, I've been deep into research on necromancy. Yeah.
Okay,
I may have found a way to come back to life for a little bit. Let's say. So I've been researching into that.
so you've been researching a way to bring yourself back to life.
Necromancy. Yeah.
I'm dead. I can bring the dead back to life. Why can't I bring myself back to life?
Yeah. Why can't I bring myself back to life?
Screw you, God.
Yeah. Like screw you, humanity.
Now, I might be able to help you out.
Starts crying again.
I might be able to help you out with that, Carlo. I've got good news, and might have a little bit of bad news, but that depends on how well you're able to roll on a perception empathy for me. And we're going to call this one, we'll call it a difficulty 7. We'll split the difference.
I have no empathy, but I have a lot of perception. I forgot to open up my dice app.
Did you download Onyx Dice?
No, maybe. I guess we'll go with it.
Okay, Adam, do me one favor, all right? Look, I want you to look into the camera. I want you to shrug, and I want you to say, "There's got to be a better way."
There's got to be a better way, guys.
Presenting the Onyx Dice app. All your dice rolling needs, all in one place. For World of Darkness, Storypath, Chronicles of Darkness, Exalted, and Scion, which is Storypath. I'm the worst spokesperson. I'm sorry. But seriously, I really do like it. Look, I like it so much that I actually bought the super special vampire dice, that's that green one right there.
The only thing is that Google Chrome is frozen now. Damn computers.
Adam, download the app. All right. So, thanks to your, shall we say, decisive victory over the Camarilla and the rise of
The Free States.
title drop. Good night, everybody. The rise of the new Anarch regime. The Giovanni have been gracious enough to allow you back into the mansion. At a limited rate. They still sort of keep you at an arm's length. They still sort of, don't really like to interact with you while you're there, and you get a lot of the cold shoulder. But you're at least able to access the mansion, access some of the necromantic texts and that weird-ass morgue they've got in the basement.
Oh, didn't you get your cousin killed?
No, I didn't get my cousin. I got the
He got one of his
my-
childhood
my-
friends killed
Yeah, childhood
Oh,
friend,
okay.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
by his cousin.
Like,
Yeah,
oh, you
yeah.
let him in. Cool. I'm gonna have to kill him.
Yeah,
Ooh.
because he let me in when he's not supposed to. And then he's like, okay, you did a bad boom.
Broke the rules.
Yeah,
About it being with the pipe.
yeah, bada bing, bada boom.
Now, Carlo, once you're actually able to make the dice roll for this role-playing game, you let me know that, friend. But while we wait for that, is there anything else that you'd like to declare has been going on with Carlo, or has it just been constant bookworm research?
Also, I guess he's been under the tutelage of Josh. What's his Josh's character? Well, let me see.
Adam?
Under Josh. Under, yes.
You're the one that taught Josh.
Yeah, but like we're going back. Like, 'cause I was,
Hey, how do you bring the dead back to life? I thought you knew. Oh, right. How did I do that again?
I talked to them for some reason, and then they, yeah. Well,
And that is the actual explanation. Is and then yeah.
yeah, that's the way you do it.
Fucking champion.
I was
Were
gonna
you talking
say-
about me teaching you finances?
Yes.
Okay. Creativity, how's it going? And welcome.
Look at this app. Anytime. It was,
I know, right? Super weird.
Carlo, I can't recall, but I can gargle some balls Martino.
These names coming back together.
Now, if you don't get that, chapter 1 was that spotty?
Yeah.
Ah, give him like head pats for us. All right, who wants to go next? While
Yeah,
everybody's
barking
waiting
at
for
the cat.
Josh, or while everyone's waiting for Adam.
I
Sorry,
guess
Josh.
I'm going next if everybody's waiting on me.
Oh, Adam, what have you spent your downtime XP on, by the way?
I spend it on occult, finance, and more discipline.
Well, which discipline? Necromancy?
Yeah, necromancy. Yeah.
Did you buy any more paths?
Yes.
What did you buy?
It is the. I'm trying to load it up.
Never mind, Adam. I take your word for it. Josh, go.
Yeah.
So, what has the boy Mark Zantz been doing? Well, 12 years have passed. So, after his experiences with elder vampires as well as extreme younger vampires, specifically his coterie members Jabril and Byrakash, he has realized that what he learned in the Ventrue Agoge is not exactly the reality he's been faced with, as he has been possessed by ghosts, attacked by werewolves, and been hit with disciplines he doesn't understand and had never heard of before. So, in the pursuit of finding true freedom away from financial restraints and away from government restraints and politics of the Camarilla, he has invested himself in the studies of the occult, specifically reaching out to the guru that he interacted with before, as well as using the necromancy that Carlo Martino taught him to start interacting with the world of the dead. But not wanting to become like the elders, he has still been trying to keep a grip on the mortal world, as well as advancing technologies and the social world around him. So what I ended up spending most of my XP was some new allies, as well as some more occult and some more necromancy.
Okay, what did you buy in necromancy? I'm quite curious.
Oh no, just continuing down the path of the sepulcher.
Okay. Yeah,
I
other
got it. I found out the one. It's corpse in the monster.
Corpse in the Monster. I think that's another Cappadocian path, which has interesting implications. I think
Carlo
that,
Martino learning all this old forbidden magic.
no, there was a throwaway joke in the first chapter of Rise where somebody says they taught him ancient forbidden necromancy as a joke. So I'm beginning to think that might be canon.
Yes.
Well, I like the joke that nobody wants to teach him anything, so he has to figure everything out from scratch, and he accidentally rediscovers the oldest forms of necromancy.
Huh.
Yeah.
Bradley Ham wants to know how your ghoul is, Josh.
So what I've been doing with my ghoul, Virginia Anderson, is that she's essentially become my means of interacting with the mortal world while I am asleep during the day. So she I have been training her how to handle my finances, as well as she is the one that helps me get. She's the one that helps bring me blood, basically. Due to my refined palate, she moves in the social circles that brings me blood.
Blue.
Which is how I now have a herd.
What's this about?
All right, Xavier, would you like to go next?
Sure.
And I also put one more dot into
I've been doing
Dominic.
a whole
Adam, it's not your turn.
Yes, you can put one more down to dominate.
It's always my turn down.
What does that bring your total to?
But Expedia.
No, dots.
Dominate is 3.
Okay, cool. Yorkie96, are there any bloodlines you won't let your party play? Me personally, no. Now, I do honestly prefer like the Camarilla 7 because I think restrictions tend to breed creativity. But these things are there. They're meant to be played. Well, okay, maybe they're not meant to be played. A lot of them you could argue are meant to be NPCs. But if my players are going to have more fun with it, then that's what we're here for, right? So it kind of depends on the venue we're talking, right? Like if we're playing a Camarilla game, you're gonna have a hard time convincing me to let you play as a Misi or a Bali or something. However, if you've got a good idea and you want to play a Bali, hey man, let's talk. You want to be a Cappadocian? Fuck, I'm down. You want to be a...
I want to be Charles Manson.
Blood Brothers only game when? I would have to convince them to play a Sabat game first. Baby steps. Would I
Play
let...
a Sabat game and then not even have fun. Be Blood Brothers.
Oh, that reminds me. Speaking of weird things, one of my allies is the ghost of Jack Parsons, famed occultist and rocket scientist.
Did you ever confirm if he was buried in the Mojave?
I did not.
Oh.
No,
I'll
but
look
that's
at
where
that
Jimmy
right
Hoffa is.
Ah, Jimmy Hoffa!
Now here's the
Dang it.
question. What is the fetter of the ghost of Jack Parsons that you use to, I guess, communicate with him?
To communicate with him, I'm going to say one of his fingers that got blown up during that rocket accident that killed him.
Ooh.
Is it the middle finger, Josh?
Not his,
That's a fucking story waiting to happen of how you
It's the
fucking
ring-
got that thing.
It's the ring finger with the ring still attached to when he was married to the woman that L. Ron Hubbard stole from him.
Ooh.
Oh,
You
Yorkie,
literally-
I have ideas. I've got ideas. Sorry, continue.
You literally can't tell if it's the finger or the ring that's the fetter.
Basically, well, according to Giovanni Necromancy rights, which I've learned thanks to Carlo Martino, you can either have a fetter or a piece of the body. So I have both.
It's just
So,
fingers.
yes. I am doing things.
What was that? It?
Okay. No. I'm trying to not click on the chat because I have push to talk and does this thing where it just like has this a whole. Anyways, yes. He has been helping Zahid slowly grow his influence. Zahid is something of a spy master now. Being okay, well, he's got his spiritual enlightenment center thing. And then on the side business, he's got a concierge service, which we use as a front for whatever the hell we want. I don't know. I'm thinking about starting some kind of fraternity, and our symbol will be some kind of avian, perhaps an owl.
So you're starting the Court of Owls.
No.
That is not what he was going for.
Close though. I like the mask design. Might go with that.
The band
What
of
was
the
the reference you're going for?
Assassin's Creed? Yeah.
I'm a Middle Eastern person that kills people.
Literally nothing else. And
Literally nothing else. That's really all. I can babysit. They didn't like me doing that though. especially right now. So you gotta take what you can get. And as far as what did I spend my money on, or my not my money, my experience money. Oh, I took quick, retained the quicken blood, and the fuck else did I give me? I don't know. Oh wait, yeah, I went in with Byrick on a armory.
Neat. So what does that bring the armory up to now?
I don't know, Tom.
I have 2 dots.
2 dots.
Okay.
Wait. How did you go in with this if I'm the only one contributing?
So what the way it works is you actually can pool backgrounds in V20. You choose one person to be the anchor. So you're the anchor, right? You're the one that actually controls the armory, and then he contributes to your background by ordering guns or procuring weapons or something, and then basically you guys share it.
I smuggle them in. Also, my mentor keeps the police away.
Now the danger is if your armory gets raided or bombed or whatever have you, then you both lose access to the background. So that's the difference between sharing a background and having one each your own. It's more efficient to share, however, it's also riskier.
We'll be fine. And this is America. Oh no, I lost all my guns. I guess I'll go down to Cabela's.
As we all know, how easy it is to get weaponry in the 50s.
Yeah.
So Xavier, let me ask you this. So Zahid is basically starting what I'm guessing is a super spiritually enlightened Assassin's Creed. What is
Kinda, yes.
What is his ultimate goal? You don't just wake up one day and be like, you know what? I feel like training a cadre of assassins.
The ultimate goal is peace.
Death.
Interesting. I like that, actually. Would I ever let someone play as a werespriter, Bradley? Absolutely. Again, if you've got a good idea. So I told you one time that I really wanted to do the By Night Studios meta plot for Werewolf, and there are a lot of playable Farah in that one, just because it's DEFCON 5 and everybody's got to work together. So yeah, if somebody wants to play a Farah, I'm totally cool with it. Now, if you want to play a Were Cockroach, you're gonna have to really fucking convince me on that one.
We've talked through this. I want to do it.
So do I.
Oh gosh. They're like the worst changing breed creature.
But they're the hardest to kill.
I mean, yeah, but no one likes them.
So it doesn't matter if you can't kill them.
Bonars have to take them in.
All right.
Reluctantly.
Anything else for you, Jabril?
Nothing terribly relevant. Anything you want to know?
Not at the moment, but we'll see as things progress. How about you, Byrick? How have you spent the last 12 years?
You got coldological.
Nobody got coldly locked.
Actually, that's a good point. Jabril, where's your haven now?
My haven is above the spiritual enlightenment center. It is like the top floor is living, bottom floor is like.
No. You're a vampire. Go to the basement. Not a mage.
Ashenite isn't wrong.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
You're a sick cunt.
Oi. Well, Byrick, as has been stated previously, has been building up his armaments. Procuring stuff from the Great War Mark II.
Now, that is perhaps you should elucidate on that historical fact, because that's something I actually didn't know. So, since we'll be operating under that logic, maybe you should share it with the audience.
Wait, what?
About how it's super easy to procure weapons now.
Oh, yeah. How in post-World War II era America, there was no regulation on what kind of weaponry you can buy. I.e., there was motherfuckers who were buying tanks. You know, that were procured from Germany because they were war spoils.
It's like the samurai sword.
This is set in 1956, currently, Yorkie.
To the point where the United States was selling civilians their old fighter planes, and a common thing that would happen during that era was plane racing, because that's
what else
fun.
are you gonna do?
I like to imagine Mark Zantz did that at least once with Jack Parsons when he was alive.
It was the last time Jack Parsons was alive.
Yeah, he put a rocket on his.
Just Jack Parsons like, hey, Mark, you're not alive, right? You want to get in this rocket and see how fast it goes?
F.
know.
Sitar, how's it going? Would you by any chance happen to be Freddie Sitar? I think that's like Mark Zantz's fan that messaged you, Josh. That's a good question. Byrick, have you learned Path of Power in the Inner Voice yet?
I mean, the inner voice is that crazy Malkavian I drink.
Well, yeah, but you remember you wanted to convert to the Path?
Yes.
Have you done so, or do you think you've clung to your humanity the past 12 years? How's it going, dude?
How much that was being thrown away in the Knights of the first Rise? Yeah, I don't think I'd be on humanity anymore.
Okay. I will 100% allow you to switch to Path of Power in the Inner Voice. If you can tell me who taught it to you.
Okay.
Well, I assume it's my inner voice, the one who was trying to push me that way.
You know what? Deal. Now, you also wanted to learn Abyss Mysticism. Have you bought any dots for that?
No, I don't have enough for that.
Cool. Excellent. In fact, we will make that a part of your story, and I know exactly how to do it. So, if you haven't invested any XP into your morality path, I will let you start at Path of Power in the Inner Voice 1.
Oof. I don't know how much path cost.
I
I think it's rating, no?
I don't know, actually. I want to say it might be 10 times, but that could be V5 numbers.
Oh, fuck.
Hey, man, not giving into the beast is hard, okay?
It says, well, in the book, it says, for V5, it says current rating times 2.
Oh, thank God.
Okay.
Current rating times 2.
Freddie being an MVP. Also, Adam, thank you.
Take a picture of it. I'm like, I can't remember this. Pictures work. We live in the future.
Well, okay then. Then I shall take 4 dots in my path.
Okay, cool. So that still doesn't quite elevate you out of beast level. Now, if you haven't remembered, once you hit about 4 dots in a path, the beast has a little bit more control to urge you on. So I can ask you to roll a self-control roll to not do something heinous, which Byrick Ash might just do for fun.
Like, no, beast, I won't let you do this monstrous act because I want to.
I'll do it, but not because you asked me to.
Like, I'm a monster.
Oh, no.
Oh man, now I'm motivated.
Oh, to become Virgil?
Just suffering defeat after defeat. Then who's gonna be the Dante?
Carlo Martino.
You're fucked.
All right, Byrick, anything else you would like to declare about your downtime?
Not a lot. Probably, the occasional just slaying of neonates who get uppity around me.
You would have a banquet to choose from, because that's been happening, as I've said, more and more lately. So, with that, we will delve into the story proper. As I said, it is August 7th, 1956. The sun has just recently sank below the horizon, and once again, you find yourselves awakening unto the night. How do you spend the first 4 hours, or the first few hours of darkness? And I will let you decide if you wish to be separate or together, as, again, you are in a lawless Wild West sort of area, and there are strength in numbers.
Louisiana.
Bradley, I will not have you shit-talking Dante like that. Carlo is one thing.
Wait, hang on. Let's give him benefit of the doubt. Could he be talking about DMC, Dante?
That's Dante or Dino, thank you very much.
Gotcha.
I think Mark Zantz is probably gonna wake up, find one of his allies, which is a Hollywood producer for, as I said, one of the ways in the last Chronicle, or last chapter of the Chronicle, I said one of the ways Mark Zantz now makes his money is investing in Hollywood films.
I like it.
He now has an ally called Randall Grant who throws parties and is one of the big producers at one of the big studios, which is also how he now has partially acquired a herd. Is a lot of these people going to these parties are exactly the kind of people that appeal to his palate.
Oh, man. How many of these are going to be involved in the Red Scare?
Probably quite a few. So he's gonna wake up, get his ghoul ready, and we're gonna go to a party to get a snack.
Excellent. I like it. So you're at one of Randall Grant's parties. Carlo, how are you spending your first few hours of the evening?
Probably just in the Giovanni Stronghold. Going through some books.
Okay. So you're probably down in the basement, in the morgue, the smell of decaying flesh and dust thick in your nose, but honestly, you spent so much time down here in the last over a decade, you can hardly smell it anymore. If anything, it smells like work. It's the smell of progress. To a certain extent, it invigorates you. Good night, buddy. Have a good one. What are you researching currently?
Goodbye.
I was watching the old books pretty much.
Hentai.
Like, what is
He has
this?
a book that's just Cappadocian Secrets for Dummies.
Yeah. Yeah. Just reading up on how the soul, I guess the blood can be used to make you feel human, I guess. At a certain point.
Gay?
Yeah.
I want to feel human.
I mean, that's interesting, but what you're basically researching is blush of life. You can just spend a blood point to do that.
Yeah, but like
No, he wants to feel human.
yeah, I want to yeah.
With his hands.
Like just walking.
He wants to know a woman biblically without having to die every night doing it.
So I think I heard what you said, but go ahead and repeat that, Adam.
Like to be able to walk into the sun, to see the sun again,
Interesting.
without burning up inside. Yeah.
Very interesting. Adam, you thought stop streaming at us. No, that was yesterday in the muscle shirt. Jabril, how do you think you're spending the evening?
Well, if I don't have a job, I suppose I will be spending my evening in... What day is it?
I don't fucking know. I thought a date would be good enough. So yeah, I guess it's Sunday.
Sunday. Then I will be spending my first few hours of my evening in meditation.
Okay. And Byrick?
Well, I'm either doing one or two things, and that's going through my library on, looking for anything involving, the Abyss, which I highly doubt I have, considering how I've probably read all the books here. Or I'm going for a nice walk down the street.
Walk in the woods? No.
A walk down the street. Interesting.
You get some fresh air.
Going on in the outside lands.
Okay. In that
I only
case,
do that once a week.
we'll begin with Mark Zantz. You're currently at one of Randall's parties, hungry, hunting, and you are surrounded by the glamorous, probably quite a few movie stars there of the time, whom I should have researched, considering where I'm running this chronicle. And all around you, beautifully dressed, glamorous individuals, hobnobbing, talking. You can hear the small talk fluttering through the air, through a very, very well-versed in what was probably expensive string quartet playing classical verses off to the side. Virginia hangs off your arm, eagerly searching for prey as you are. What do you do?
I'm just gonna kind of lean over to her and whisper, Virginia, why don't you bring me one of your friends? You know my taste.
Yes, of course. I forget who's on the guest list tonight. Anyone in particular that you fancy? I'll see if they're here.
Oh, I don't know. Surprise me.
Be careful what you wish for, but of course, and she'll give a very ostentatious curtsy as she disappears into the crowd. As you sort of watch her recede, you stand up straight and your eyes dart across the amassed crowd. There's a bit of a partition. As you can see, a well-dressed older gentleman steps forward, one of the servants that Randall has hired for the evening. Pardon, sir, Mr. Zantz?
Yes.
Telephone call for you in the kitchen. The callers did not give a name, but they said it was very urgent that you'd want to speak to them.
Well, Randall doesn't usually give out my numbers to people, so take me to the phone.
At once, sir. And he will sort of whisk you from this very, very slow-moving world, almost seems to float along with the classical music, and as you go through the door into the kitchen, it's night and day, hectic activity everywhere as a team of chefs are banging and slamming pots and pans everywhere, and you can hear the staccato rhythm, clack, 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 of a knife as it slices through vegetables. To prepare enough of a dish to get it out to the floor. There are servants darting around you hither, tither, yon to get where they need to be, carrying plates of ostentatious hors d'oeuvres. And you are led to the corner to where a phone lies off the hook. The servant will pick up the phone, proffer it to you with a bow.
This is Zantz speaking.
Zantz, Joseph. Sorry for the intrusion. I have no idea what I'm interrupting, but your servant said I should try here.
What is it, Joseph?
You're going to want to see this, Zantz. Can you meet me at the parking lot of Griffith Park in an hour?
Griffith!
I'll be there.
Good. See you later.
Joseph?
And there's an abrupt click at the payphone.
Be careful, maybe Joseph Joestar.
That would not be good for me.
Yeah.
Nah, it's just my werewolf buddy. So I'm gonna walk through the crowd, and if Virginia hasn't found somebody yet, I'm going to have her get in the car.
As you step forward, Virginia moves forward. And sort of gingerly holding the hand of a woman in a very lovely floor-length yellow sort of goldenrod party dress, white silk headscarf wrapped around her head, wearing sunglasses inside, as only the most haughty sort of poser in a Hollywood environment could. Ah, Mr. Zantz, you do remember my friend Abigail. Abigail, my employer. I believe I introduced you at, last year's benefit function.
Ah, yes. I was actually just about to take a drive. Would you like to see my 1925 Rolls-Royce Phantom?
You're addressing Abigail at this point?
Yes.
Oh, Mr. Zantz, I had no idea you had such impeccable tastes. Oh, but I would so hate to miss the party. I don't know. Would you give me a manipulation subterfuge roll?
Well, Chaz, if you insist that I make this roll.
What's your score?
A manipulation subterfuge? That is a measly 8.
A measly 8. Put the fucking dice away, dude. We're good.
Well, hang on now.
I could botch.
You can get 5 ones.
So I'm choosing to use the rule in the book where if your score equals the difficulty, you automatically succeed, because that just makes things go faster. Plus, it's less confusing for people who don't know the system so well, such as if we get any new V5 people in. Hi, new V5 people. Please don't leave us. We're lonely. So I think it just makes things run smoother. So, well, it's not every day I get to take a ride with the Mark Zantz, she says, sort of brushing her fingertips across your well-pressed shirt in an obvious attempt to suck up to you because you look important.
Most people don't know how I'm important. That's okay.
Start sucking on her fingers. Really get her out.
And then just bite one of them.
Enjoy the food.
Ooh.
See how committed she is to this role.
Make her suck your fingers and call you daddy.
So basically the plan is to get her in the car. I'm going to drain enough blood from her to get her a little woozy so that she's just going to kind of pass out in the back of the car while I go have my conversation with Joseph.
Okay, well, we will play through that when we get to it. Carlo, as you are deep in the Giovanni cellar, reading these crumbling, cracking ancient tomes by firelight, you hear the sound of a heavy steel door swinging on its hinges in the darkness. A shaft of light ruptures the comfortable bubble of shadows that you've got around you. And you can hear Anthony at the top of the stairs. Carlo, you down here?
No.
Yes, cousin, what's up?
I'm reading here.
Yeah.
Mauricio, he wants to see you in the office.
All right. Then I guess I'll put the book back so I don't damage it. I'm gonna read it. Yeah. Bookmark it. Yeah.
You dog.
You don't want to damage it, but you fucking dog eat it.
Yeah. Put a little bookmark in it so I know where I left off.
Yeah, just lick the page.
Yeah.
I feel like definitely dog ears these ancient necromantic texts made from the skin of Egyptian pharaohs.
Ah, yes, the long lost Millennium piece.
It was in here the whole time. Now I walk up to his office, knock on the door.
Yeah, come on.
I walk in.
As you open the door, you once again step into Mauricio's office, which you've been in many times. These sort of wraparound bookshelves tower above you, lined with all sorts of financial ledgers. There's a cold, empty hearth that you've never seen lit, sort of dominating the center, and a fine oak desk in the middle of the room, beyond which are these sort of French windows that open out onto a balcony. And currently, Mauricio stands on the balcony, puffing on a cigar, and he looks consternated.
You alright? Where is you? What's going to be bothering you?
Yeah, come here. You want a cigar?
We don't smoke.
No, I'm good.
Yeah. Listen, Carlo, I got a job for you. You interested?
Sure. Yeah, anything for you.
he'll sort of step back into the room, because this was the 56, nobody cared about smoking inside. And he'll sort of proffer an envelope in your direction as he takes a seat.
Open? I guess I open it, yeah.
As you open it, there is a photo of a woman, a fairly attractive woman.
Look at this photograph.
Fairly attractive woman, perhaps early to mid-30s. As she steps off a plane, you can't quite place what location is behind her. But she's very elegant, very well-to-do, and you can see that standing behind her is a very well-dressed woman, maybe of... It's tough to tell because the photo's probably black and white at this point. But judging by, the curvature of her face, maybe Middle Eastern descent. Hair tied back very tight, all business. And as these two sort of walk down the runway, and she said, Carlos says to you, "You know who that is?"
Wait, Carlos? Mauricio? Yeah.
Mauricio says to you, "Yeah."
Yeah. So who is it? Yeah.
Let's see. To you, something like your second cousin, twice removed. Her name's Angelina. She's gonna be coming in to assess the domain in a couple days. That's what I hear. The Anziani don't want her anywhere near the mansion. You hear me?
Mansion there? Okay.
Yes, the mansion that we are currently standing in. I need to make sure you understand this, Carlo. If you have any questions, by all means.
Don't be like your childhood friend.
He wasn't
You
even a
know, the
vampire,
one I
though.
killed.
He wasn't even a vampire, though. Alright. And, do you know when she arriving?
Her plane touches down in about 2 hours at LAX. I need you to be there. I don't know how long she's going to be in town for, but like I said, your job is to keep her as far away from the mansion as possible. Now, I understand if she, how do I say this politely, is able to manipulate you. But, we'd prefer if her visits were kept short, yeah?
Do you have any place I should take her, or just you go around the city here?
I think she's got a haven of her own set up somewhere. But look, she's not really trusted in the family. I think you can appreciate that, yeah? So look, you do a good job here, and quid pro quo, we grease some palms, maybe we can get you a little bit better access into the stuff you've been looking at. Deal?
Sounds good, then.
All right, 2 hours. LAX. Don't be late. Carlo, I can't believe I'm asking you this. Do you have a car? Do you have transportation? Did I almost send you to go pick her up on a tricycle? I don't know what it is you fucking drive.
I do got a car. Things passing. I earned it on the last job. Never, yeah. So I'm helping out.
I wish I know what the crappy equivalent of a car would be. Just like he's driving what we would consider the 1996 Mitsubishi Eclipse or something like that. Of the 1950s.
He's got a fucking Ford Pinto when it was new.
I still have the Model T from back in the day.
John Doe Missing is now following. Thank you, John Doe Missing. We're happy you found us.
I'm still driving the Model T, man. You gotta pump it up.
The fucking glorified wind-up toy?
Yeah. But it worked, didn't it?
It just works.
Ah, yes. The great, philosophy of just saying it works, meaning it, totally works.
Have you guys... Am I the only one that's seen that, 5-minute animation of Todd Howard singing, "It just works, it just works"? I recommend it.
It worked. All right. You know which case she'd be at? Should I just? What's her name? So I can get her right.
Oh yeah, her name. That's important, isn't it? I thought I told you her name already. Anyway, Angelina Giovanni. All right. Again, Giovanni. That means she's one of the important ones. No offense, but like, it's not like a Dunsern. Okay, you can kind of keep them, and it doesn't matter. Be nice to this one.
All right, sounds good then. See ya. Oh, we'll probably won't see you for a while then.
Well, look, Carlo, you never had trouble getting a hold of me in the past, right? Puts a hand on your shoulder. You remember You remember who took care of your cousin, all right? Look. I'm not gonna lie to you. You've been a screw up for a long time, but I love you.
Thanks, Mauricio. It means a lot.
Give me a hug.
Gives the bro a hug, yeah.
All right, now get the hell out of here before they run us out of town for being homosexuals. It's the 50s.
That's crazy.
Carlo, please don't fuck this up, mate. I believe in you.
They're not gay, they're just Italian.
Oh, okay. Beat up the Italians.
Still the 50s.
They're just making spaghetti sauce.
Jabril, tell me a little bit more about this Spiritual Enlightenment Center, especially the nocturnal goings-on.
It's the day one's like legit, I guess, and the night one is a bit more, focused. Zahid is a guru of sorts, and
Guru.
anyone's who's desperate enough to find his guidance, he either helps them and sends them on their way, or if they have potential, he's looking at potential recruits.
Okay. Interesting. But I mean, what actually goes on in the building at night?
Oh, on the spiritual side, there's like legitimate counseling. Other than that, though, he's got a network. Okay, I say network. He's got a few contacts and for information, and then allies for actually going out to do stuff. And then there's me. As far as what is asked of him, anything. If he feels like something needs to get done, and the chaotic state of the city isn't allowing for much of an infrastructure, he's gonna fix it some way or another.
Okay. As you are meditating, how is your perception alertness score, my friend?
Oh, super high. 6.
Okay. As you meditate, suddenly your concentration is broken by the sound of what sounds like breaking glass downstairs.
I whip out my kukri and head down.
As you head down, this one I am going to need you to roll for. Well, let's discuss this. How are you going to go down? Are you going down slowly and stealthily? Are you going down, are you just rushing down full celerity? Anything in between? Tell me how you transpose yourself from one to the other.
Quickly and quietly. I have both celerity and obfuscate.
Okay.
And at this point, it's probably reflexive to do so.
They're always behind your back, knife in your mouth.
All right, I've got an idea. What's your stealth skill?
4.
4 stealth. Okay. What I would like you to do. So your stealth is good. You're fine. You're going to slip down the stairs like a shadow. What I'm interested in right now is how fast can you maintain that stealth for. So give me dexterity athletics, please, at a diff 6.
Can do.
Dead air.
Da 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 da.
I love Carlo Martino starts a mob war.
Always sunny.
It's Philadelphia. Yeah.
6.
6. Okay, that is better than an exceptional success. So you open the door and just instant zoom, preternatural speed down the stairs. So you can see as you get down there. I assume that the Spiritual Enlightenment Center has like sort of like a street-facing facade, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sort of one of the large windows you can see has been cracked and broken in one of the sides. And there is a spreading fire, roughly the size of a man and growing wider, currently eating up the carpet on the ground floor. It looks, you can see shards of a bottle around. It looks like somebody has hucked a Molotov cocktail through the window. And as you're taking this in, first give me that self-control roll at a diff 7.
Rot Shrek.
Nope.
Don't fuck it up.
3 successes.
3 successes. Okay, so you leap back for a second because you're not expecting this, but as you see it push back the shadows, you sort of zone back into your calm place. You center yourself. You're here. You're good. And as you come back to yourself from that split second, you can hear hurried footsteps fleeing the area. What would you like to do?
Well, my house is a priority, so I need to figure out how to put this out. How big is this?
So as I said, it's about person-sized, growing wider, as it just sort of eats up this dry
Did it land on
cheap
a
carpet.
rug?
Huh?
I was like, did it land on a rug?
Yeah. We'll say I assume the inside is carpeted.
Yeah. Can I cut up the carpet around it and
How many
check it out?
hookers do you have?
Can you... I am going to probably say yes, actually. How's your celerity?
3.
That's still super speed. I'll let you roll for it. All right,
Hooker.
let's go dexterity athletics, difficulty 9, and tell me how many successes you get.
Okay.
And I will allow you to spend willpower if you like.
Diff 9?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4.
5. It's not even an issue. Just, again, you sort of lay the kukri on the ground, dash over, and just, like Sonic the fucking Hedgehog in a circle, slice a perfect chunk out of the carpet, and then chuck it out the window. The pieces of glass rain down on the asphalt outside as this flaming carpet comes hurling into the street and just sort of like flares and gutters harmlessly on the sidewalk.
Whoever threw that Molotov has to be really confused.
What'd you say, X?
Was that fast enough to chase the perpetrator?
Sure.
It is the Vasil. Hello, Vasil.
Ah, hey, Vasil.
Vasil, we love you.
I'm assuming everybody gets a kukri when they walk in my... No,
It's just a business card. The
No,
fucking
he
Zahid's
made
name and
it
address.
Yeah. Yes, I will go chase after the perpetrator. possibly killed him.
Okay. Byrick Ash, as you return from your nice brisk walk around LA, the city seems to have a character all its own these nights, malevolent and brooding. The thick clouds that obscure the upper levels of the buildings just seem to darken the whole scene, that the moonlight struggles feebly through, that the ubiquitous stars can only blink. The sky above looks almost like a maw ready to close down and crush the entire city in its jaws. But as you return home, you can see... Well, let's find out what you can see. How is your perception alertness score?
Really good. 9.
Oh yeah, not a problem at all. As you return, you can see that the front doors of your library, your haven is still the library, right?
Yeah.
Front door's been cracked a little bit, and you're damn sure you closed it behind you.
I'm not insulted that someone broke in. I'm insulted that they didn't close the door behind them.
Is that when you pick up the Browning?
Welp.
What bills you be paying to leave my door open?
I don't have the brownie, not yet. I have the Lottie. Very different. Different beast. Well, I'm gonna circle around and enter through the back door.
Interesting. Okay, so tell me a little bit about the back door. Is this a pretty old library where it's literally just a door? Is this a fire escape? Is this something you've had installed? You can tell me how you sort of want this set up.
I'd assume it's a fire escape.
Okay. Does the alarm still work? I'm assuming you probably disabled that a while ago.
Yeah.
All right. So you pull open the heavy fire door. You slink back in the darkness, and you can hear lots of crashing and heavy thud coming from inside.
Heavy thud.
Heavy thud. RB too cool. Is Tom actually there? Tom is there. Tom is, he doesn't like to show his face the way we do, and we respect that. So we use a still image for him. Usually it's the Ike from Super Smash Bros. Crossed with Joey. However, for special Rise of the Free States, since we actually do have old video footage of him in costume as Byrick Ash, we chose to use Byrick Ash. But yes, he is there.
So
Just
get
record.
your cosplays ready.
He's actually behind you the whole time. That's it. He's whispering in your ear. The very moment.
To be honest, I'll probably never recover from that.
We still have half of it to go.
My sanity has permanently been dropped.
Well, like you said, it's not the Cthulhu myth. It's like the Cthulhu mythos. You don't lose sanity from it, but your max sanity, you just start crossing out 99, 98, 97.
Well, okay. So I'm just hearing a bunch of rustling in the dark, is what you're saying.
Rustling, crashing, thudding. It sounds like your place is being looted.
Now, what level of darkness is this?
You tell me. How do you keep your haven when you're not here?
Dark.
Well, it's candlelit.
That is not a good idea for a library. Well, I like to keep it as dark as possible when, there's actually not... when there shouldn't be people using the library. Like right now.
Okay, so then you're in pitch darkness.
Alright, I'm gonna add a layer of darkness to that with, obtenebration.
Double darkness.
Okay, so you're gonna add magical darkness?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. So, if you were to move through the back far enough that you could actually see into the main body of the library, what you would see is that there are several sort of library tables upended, flipped over. There are several shelves of the library toppled like dominoes, books all over the floor, and there are beams of flashlights cutting through the darkness at different angles. And you can hear someone whisper in the darkness, "I thought you said he was here." "Shut up, he is. These fucking weirdos, they put like magical traps on everything. Be quiet, I need to concentrate." And then you activate your obtenebration to blank out everything, and the shafts of the flashlights go dark. All right, Josh, back to you.
I was just laughing at what Yusuf said about Byrick Ash.
I was also laughing at that.
Or just rig with a shotgun and shoot straight.
That's my favorite alarm system. Because it only has to work once for people to get the message.
I still think it's criminal that in the USA it's illegal to booby trap your house.
Well, because imagine the fucking crazy rednecks that would try to do it and then run into their own fucking booby traps. People would die. Not the intended people either.
Well, that's the reasoning behind it. It's like, what if the paramedics or the cops need to get in your house?
Or, you like invite people in, not telling them it's trapped.
So you
I
are.
want to play a game.
So you are in your limousine, riding with Abigail and Virginia. And the whole time you've been going, Abigail just has not stopped talking, name dropping. "Ah, yes, I was at a party last week and you would not believe who arrived." What would you like to do at this point?
Mark Zantz is completely uninterested in whatever she's talking about. However,
Clearly.
he's going to play the part of like, "Oh my, oh really? Tell me more," as he's slowly slipping closer and closer to her until he can move in close enough for what looks like a neck kiss, but is going to be just a full-on fangs sinking in.
Now, 2 questions.
Yusuf, you monster.
Do you believe you fed from this person before? And does Virginia usually assist you in any way as you're eating?
I will say yes to both.
Okay. How would you like her to assist you?
I'm not sure exactly how I typically need assistance, but probably catching her when she's about to fall from losing a bit too much blood.
Okay. Far less overt than I was expecting.
And
But-
sensual.
Abigail is so lost in her own story and lost in thinking that you're enthralled, as you clearly were the last time. She doesn't even really notice you get close until you pounce. And you sink your fangs into her. She goes rigid in your grasp, and then you can feel her fingers sort of bite into your back as she clenches hard like a lever as you drain her. How much would you like to take?
I'll just take 2 blood points this time.
2 blood points?
Vasil, he was joking. That is not a real thing.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. And as you take those blood points from her, you can slowly feel her go limp in your grasp, lowering her down to the leather seats of your limousine. Well, we need to drop her by the hospital.
No, not this time. Just make sure she gets some water when you take her back to her house or apartment or wherever it is that she lives.
Have you ever been in the company of someone that talked so much that when they were finally quiet, the silence seemed foreign?
It's happening right now.
Ah, yes. Shall I ask the driver to turn on the radio?
No, I need to think. What is it that Joseph could possibly call me out for right now?
What does
I'll
Mark
hold
think
out my
it is?
hand, expecting her to hand me a cigarette.
All right, if this is a typical routine that you follow, then she will do so obediently, flicking open this lovely silver cigarette case, placing one in your palm, and then proffering the lighter. Or do you prefer to do that yourself, given your vampire predilections?
Probably do it myself. She, over time, has turned into more of, I imagine, a business kind of assistant. I've been teaching her how to work the finances when I'm unable to. And so, in addition to me trying to go over in my head what Joseph could want, I'm also going to be discussing with her exactly where to make certain investments tomorrow morning and stuff like that.
Excellent. By the way, I don't remember if I told you or not. We do now have Ghoul's Fatal Addiction, so if that's useful to you in any way, that is an
Okay.
option.
Orange juice and a cookie. That's what I have in my. That's what people open Mark Zantz's limousine for expecting alcohol and martini glasses, and it's just, why do you have cookies, chips, and orange juice in water bottles?
Stay healthy, my dude.
The water bottles are the most expensive things on these things.
What do you think Joseph has summoned you for?
Well, I imagine the reason we've become such close contacts is because I like to imagine part of what I've been doing these past 12 years is using my resources to assist the Guru by ensuring that they have proper claims to the land that they need to perform their rites and whatnot on.
Interesting. I like that. So you've been basically locking down deeds to the land and such, and then turning it over.
Yes, in order for me to have their assistance should I need it. Not exactly beck and call kind of thing, but
It's a
I've been
quid pro
helping you
quo.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're trading boons. You're the Ventru. What? Who do we lose?
Xavier.
Hang on. Wait. Boom! Ha ha! What's up, chat? Yeah, forward thinking this time.
And he's back.
And we're back. Xavier, can you hear us?
That GIF you just posted, Yusuf, is that the same guy who has that line, "I'm giving you $100 to fuck off"?
All right. Well, while our dear Xavier is having his technical difficulties, as you were saying, Josh.
Yeah, that's basically what I've been doing. I've been helping the Guru secure their lands as well as offering any kind of financial advice or assistance that I can, assistance for potential awareness of threats of kindred kind, as well as giving them perhaps any information of troublesome kindred that are moving onto their territory.
Interesting.
So I imagine it's something related to that.
Your limousine pulls in the parking lot of Griffith Park. And you can see, standing off to the side, leaning against a tree, is the silhouette of Joseph, the long-haired Native American gentleman dressed in probably, I imagine, maybe like a flannel shirt.
Denim.
I didn't say denim for a reason, but you know what, Xavier, well, I guess it's not racist if you do it.
I did it unintentionally because Ross didn't have anything else my size.
You needed your 5XL t-shirt or your 5XL denim to go with your 5XL.
It was
Sasuke
6.
doesn't use swear words.
It was 6XL.
Oh, that shirt is great. I love it.
Sure, streaming Xavier.
Yeah, I packed it as my parachute.
There is a stereotype that Native Americans wear denim. Ashenite.
A Canadian tuxedo.
You can see him, his eyes go towards you as the limo approaches, and they flash a very lupine, brilliant yellow as the lights illuminate them, and you can see that he appears to have some sort of large sack strung over his back.
What seems to be troubling you, Joseph?
We've got a problem, Zance. And he throws the sack on the ground, and as he does so, this huge cloud of ash and dust emerges from it, and it spills out onto the ground. You can see this entire massive sack is just filled with dark, deep, gray, greasy ash.
I assume that's kindred ash. I
That's-
say to him.
And then you also see a pair of sunglasses fall out.
I pick him up. These aren't the true Fiero glasses. Simply no monsters.
Third sack this week, Zance. We've got an issue. Your little fledglings don't seem to be getting the notion that they don't belong in our territory, and it's screwing with our dealings. Spirits don't exactly like it when corpses start muscling in on sacred ground. No offense.
None taken.
He totally understands. What a fucking liar.
To be honest, I don't appreciate them going against any strictures we have against them coming out here.
There's more and more of them every day. They might not know. But listen, there's a reason I'm coming to you first. You've done a lot for us, and I respect that. But and you can see he sort of like doesn't really know how to put the words to what he needs to tell you. I can't buy us unlimited time. The elders, the warder, the master of the rites are starting to get antsy. We're losing spirits to help us, which means we're losing ground to the worm. I'm coming to you first to see if you can figure out a diplomatic solution on your end. This is textbook overcrowding. Textbook invasive species.
Then it seems as though I need an exterminator.
If you can't figure out something,
You'll have to.
the Cairn has threatened to.
I understand the notion perfectly. We have made a deal in mutual collaboration, and these, I say, gesturing to the ash, are a break in the agreement, and I will deal with them.
Did you want to take the other 2 bags with you?
They're not of much use to me. I don't suppose there's any rights you could use them for.
I was being facetious, but no.
So you're gonna just eat that sack?
I mean, vampire ashes might sell to a mage or the Tremere, because you know.
Or the Giovanni. Carlo just comes in. Hey, cousin, $5.
You want to rail some corpse ash?
I ain't into that shit, but $15 is $15.
I will say, actually, I will take those 2 sacks. I believe I can use them to make up.
I was being facetious. I don't have them with me, but you're welcome to that if it means that much to you.
Sometimes people need a visual stimulus in order to properly get the point across.
I'm aware.
Those ashes, are they person ashes or bat ashes?
Both.
Good
I will
Batman?
take the sack of ashes and just throw it in the trunk of my Phantom.
Okay. Tuss it up all nice and neat and probably give it a good dust off because it is quite filthy. And if you have no further business, then Joseph runs for the North Star will go back into the wilds of Griffith Park unless you wish to stop him.
I'm going to ask him if all of these all these vampires moving out into Griffith Park, I'm going to ask him if they seem inexperienced.
In what way?
Newer vampires typically don't know about your kind. And if they're moving onto your territory, they probably don't know about some of the agreements I've made with you.
I've seen some elder vampires shit their pants at a Krynos form. You're gonna have to be a little more specific.
That'll be all for now, then. Thank you for bringing this to my attention.
I'll be in touch, Xance. Like I said, you've done a lot. We respect it, but my esteem and the nation's esteem are not the same thing, you understand.
I understand. But perhaps someday they will be.
Gee, guys, do you think Xance will help the Native Americans keep their land?
He's part Native American, he might do it.
All right. And he's gone. Adam, what are you going to do? You have been entrusted with what seems like quite an important political job, and also babysitting.
Yeah. I'm thinking like the best graveyards to go to pass the time.
Hey, guys, you want to hang out with me? No, we're gonna go kill vampires. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I do not want to go bowling.
I don't want to go fucking bowling.
I guess I'll head out because my car's probably super slow to the airport.
You're just puttering down the fucking road.
Of the cars that Mazzy sent us that were shitty 50s cars, I like the Triumph the most.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, the Triumph Mayflower. Yeah,
Little Triumph.
yeah.
You were trying to be classy when you bought it, but nobody told you that was the worst classy car you could have bought.
Yep. Went down a resource for it, but sweet.
All right.
Yep.
You
Let's
drive
go
the
over
Triumph to LAX. You, of course, this being kindred travel and being below board, are to meet Angelina on the tarmac. And maybe 10 or so minutes pass before a plane touches down, screeches to a halt. The stairs are attached, and you can see the two women from the photograph begin to descend. The glamorous looking one, the one that you would recognize as Angelina, looks around for a bit. You see her eyes fall on your car as she sort of eyes go wide, gives a defeated sigh, and begins moving in your direction.
Angelica.
At this point, does Carlo realize he's famous?
Yeah.
Does Carlo realize he's famous? I don't know. Carlo, do you?
I don't think so. No.
It would be great if when Angelina went up to him, she referred to Carlo Martino by one of his epithets. Are you the one they call Carlo Holy Moly? That's a big cannoli Martino.
Well, yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Thinking.
Not yes, I am.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
They just think, or rather, Carlo Martino thinks like, yeah, I do have a big cannoli, not knowing it's about something completely different.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll open the back door to the car where there's probably no legs or nothing. Yeah.
So
And, put their luggage in the trunk. Yeah.
these two women approach you. Your cousin, Angelina, looking very elegant in a black evening dress. Behind her, again, a Middle Eastern woman in a business suit, very, very angular aquiline features, and these piercing, almost golden eyes that, when they connect with you, there's this there's a sort of dual sensation of jaw-dropping beauty and holy fuck, I'm in danger.
Ah, the fear boner. The most rare but impressive of boners.
Scaroused.
Spend a blood point to get a boner.
Fear of God, right?
The Burbank Couture maneuver.
Yeah. Carlo, I know she's your cousin, but don't fuck her.
You can't tell me what it's nuts.
You can't tell me what to do, Mom.
But the other one is that my cousin? I don't
True
think yet.
Giovanni clan weakness. Incest.
So the Middle Eastern woman that's accompanying her, no. As far as you can tell, you're not related. However, you are Giovanni. So, as long as it's not dead, that's considered better than average. It's like telling a fish not to swim, yeah. Angelina just sort of huffs as she gets close. This is what the family has given me. Well, far be it for them to go out of their way. I was expecting Mauricio. I don't believe I know you. And she'll sort of extend a hand and regard you curiously.
Suck her fingers.
No, I'm gonna shake hands like the other side of the hand.
I was gonna say you do the finger grab handshake.
Oh,
The hand keeps getting that.
Be like, oh
You know,
yeah.
you interlock your fingers and shake.
Please, spaghetti, mommy, tie me up with your pasta.
What?
I like Ashenites. He shakes hands and the spaghetti falls out of his pockets.
Ravioli.
You know, we have lunch boxes like regular people.
When you're on the go though, Chaz, you have to have your pocket spaghetti.
Carlo
Yeah,
Martino
yeah.
can't afford a lunchbox. Pockets.
Yeah, he spent all his money on that Triumph.
Yeah. 0 to 60 in 10 hours.
Hey, baby.
Yeah. Hey, hello. I believe we are cousins. And Mauricio was busy, so here I am. Sorry about that.
Yeah, he's busy. Fuck her.
And you are.
Carlo
Introduce yourself as
Martino.
Anarch legend Carlo Martino.
I am cousin Carlo Martino.
Carlo Martino. Why does that sound familiar?
No, no.
And she'll sort of slide into the back seat with this ponderous look on her face
Crying Carlo Martino?
as the Middle Eastern woman will sort of climb into the back with her.
Oh,
And,
hi, Yorkie.
And not to be rude, but who's the broad?
Oh, not to be rude, but who's the whole bag?
This is Kia, my assistant. She'll be accompanying us while I'm in town. And you can tell, as like senses like, that this woman does have the beast within her. She is also a kindred. This isn't a ghoul that's following her.
Hmm.
What do you do after the two women have climbed into your car?
Try to set the car.
Okay.
Try to back up.
Just
Like, hold on.
trying to start it.
The fucking engine backfires, just like this jostle.
You guys got any money for a cab?
I think you have to put still use my push it.
Hello,
I'm
Raven.
gonna get out and push the car while you steer it.
What an idiot.
You'll never get to see the mansion, Adam, if you don't get your car to work.
Yeah, they can't dominate to me. They
Let's
get
go take a stroll to Griffith Park.
Yeah, they can't dominate me in cargo. I have no mechanic skills.
But I'm pretty sure your cousin Tony is.
And he's dead. Isn't he?
Now your cousin Bruno's dead.
Okay. Too many cousins.
Kia, give this man the address, would you? And she'll reach into her blazer and extend a... You're not quite sure what sort of paper it is. It's brown, almost like scroll paper. It looks aged. And the address has been etched upon it in a very fine, clipped hand. Now, Carlo, would you please give me an intelligence... I will accept an intelligence politics. I will accept an intelligence occult. Or an intelligence investigation.
Intelligence
You'll accept any of your intelligence, as long as you have it. You know.
Yeah, I have intelligence occult.
What is your intelligence?
2.
There you go, Ash.
Higher than I expected.
Yeah. And then I have to learn to read, so I have that high. Enough.
You started off with the illiterate flaw. Took me 12 years to learn how to read.
Yeah. That's what I said the whole 12 years on. And then the same book for 12 years. 4 successes.
4 successes.
Yes.
So you sort of look at the address, start the car, and then you sort of do a double take. As things start connecting in your mind, she gave you the address to a mansion in Malibu. Now, if you remember 12 years prior, when the Anarchs went to Malibu to try to clean out the last of the Toreador, they were met by lupines, saying that it had already been done. She's asking you to take her to an address deep within the heart of lupine territory.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Carlo, get Mark to help you.
I don't have a way to call him. I guess.
I have a phone in my limo.
Yeah. I believe that.
You know who doesn't have a phone, like, at all?
Yeah. It's Carlo.
These guys.
There's payphone, right?
You what now?
There's payphones in this era, right?
Yeah, of course there's payphones if you want to look like super pathetic in front of your cousin.
Well,
Ask her for change first.
Oh, God.
Just be like, Angelina, you got a quarter I can borrow? I literally do not have 2 nickels I could rub together.
have they I'm guessing they've been to LA before or no?
Are you asking her that?
Yeah. Have y'all been to LA before?
I'm quite familiar. I can't shake the feeling that I know your name from somewhere. Martino. That's Italian. You're not related to the Duncerns, right? You're not...
I am Italian, yes. I am vampire, as you know.
I got spaghetti sauce in my veins.
In my pocket.
You're not a Mills grandson from Europe.
No.
Wait a minute. Carlo Martino. Los Angeles Carlo Martino. The Lamb. You're still alive.
Believe it or not.
Who's your money to?
Oh my, I never thought I'd get to meet you in the flesh.
Who does she owe money to?
He owes money to Reggie.
Of course. Fucking... Wow. The only person someone owes Reggie money.
And how do you remember my name? Was that on a list of song?
You're world renowned. Everybody in the family has heard about the great Carlo Martino.
My vitae runs hot with bolognese.
Oh, how do I know you? Oh, surely you're being too modest. We're all aware of that little financial kerfuffle, you know. Tell me, what was it like for you when you made that little, let's call it an error?
Oh,
Start crying at him.
Nobody wanted to talk to
Start
me.
crying.
can I do the pity cry?
So for those of you that haven't seen Rise Chapter 1, Carlo Martino made it a character point that he cries to get his way, such that he bought a specialization in pity.
You're explaining how you feel, but it's...
Is that what you want to do? Then go ahead.
Just unintelligible crying, so we never get to the destination.
There's just unintelligible crying. Have you ever contacted Mark at any point?
Have no way of. Oh, I'm like, I haven't started the car yet. I'm just like crying at the wheel.
The car just sits there and starts crying.
Car's not working. Starts crying.
It doesn't work.
She'll
Just humiliating you.
She will actually reach a hand over the back seat, lay it on your shoulder,
To reach around.
and just gently pull you back. Cousin, don't cry. Would you like to know a secret?
It was my fault. I did it. You just got blamed.
Like, what is it? And
The family. They do allow you into the mansion, don't they?
sometimes.
Do let me scrub the toilets.
The next time that Mauricio is out of his office and you're alone with the financial registers, you might think about taking a look at the one from when you were embraced, and maybe the ones before it. You might find it elucidating.
That's a big word.
Ooh, intrigue. That Carlo will not follow up on.
That's a big word. Can you define it? Use it in a sentence.
I usually ask Mark what the big words mean.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. To which she will sort of like recline back and direct her attention out the window.
It's like I try to just.
Alright, now hit on the one that isn't your cousin.
But you're a smart lad. I think you'll figure it out.
You think I'm smart?
She gestures to her assistant, who will proffer a proper business card at you. Doesn't say Angelina, though. It says Neith. Neith. Neith.
Like the goddess?
Like the goddess.
Is it to wipe my tears?
Which are blood, so you look like a sanguine mess at the moment.
Yeah. You have any more of those hard tissue papers?
She'll hand you a handkerchief from her purse.
How does the Middle Eastern woman react to the whole crying thing?
She is completely stoic and stone-faced. If anything, there might be like a look of disgust barely breaking into the rigid facade.
I'll bet you're character yet. And like on the road, I guess I'll just wipe my tears start driving, yeah. And then like head in that direction, just a little bit, and then like, oh yeah, I remember something. I gotta call real quick, yeah. And then pull to the side abruptly, yeah. And
Is it-
at the payphone, call Mark Zantz.
Is it dreadfully important, darling? I've been on the road. I've been flying for a very long time.
It'll be so it's quick. Well, it's quick, yeah.
Very well, then, if you must.
And I'm like, okay, what's his number? I'll look at my hand there.
Just permanently written on your hand.
I was gonna say vampires don't sweat or anything like that. It might not. The ink might not come off as easily.
Oof.
And then so I'll call Mark Zantz on the payphone.
Mark, after you've deposited the ashes in your phantom, and you are pulling away from the curb, your car phone begins to ring.
No, I was joking about that. I don't think cars in the 50s actually have car phones.
But you're
10 years.
What's up?
10 more
Yeah.
years.
you have a
10 years.
prototype. We have a prototype that.
You can have a radio.
Okay, so then, how about this? Where would you like to go immediately after receiving the ashes?
After receiving the ashes, I was going to go to Byrick Ash's library,
Okay.
as I need a professional vampire exterminator's assistance.
Professional. I don't get paid for it. it's a passion hobby. Thank you very much.
Carlo, the phone rings.
It's more of an art, really.
The phone rings. It's picked up by one of Xantz's servants, who apologizes very profusely. I'm sorry, but the master is not here at the moment. He's attending a party with so-and-so, and gives you a number to direct your call. How's it going, Psyche Shear? Once you call the party, I'm sorry, Mr. Xantz left about 30 minutes ago. You just missed him.
And then do you know where he went?
He did not say, unfortunately.
Griffith Park.
Unless, did you notify anyone before you left?
I probably would not if I'm going to go meet with werewolves.
Okay, then no. So you are basically drawn into a big rabbit hole of phone tag that leads nowhere.
Such is the life of Carlo.
Yeah.
You can contact one of my messenger owls.
Good call.
There's this
I
one
would
sitting
love-
on the
Not the sound
payphone.
an owl makes, Adam.
I would love for his cousin to see him try to contact an owl.
If only I knew more. Like, if only I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It makes sense in my head, but it doesn't make sense in game wise.
What?
Like if we had like a feather of the same ghost, like that could be like instant message.
That's not instant.
Yeah.
That's super fucked up.
Yeah.
Also very vampire-like.
That's why I'm like that.
Yeah, we use this tortured soul to talk to each other instantly.
Yeah.
You could use the soul of Virginia Anderson's husband.
Yeah.
What kind
Yeah,
of monster?
You have the control of that ghost currently.
I do?
Yeah, he gave the fetter over to you.
Oh, yeah.
That was your first ghost.
Aw.
Remember he possessed Carlo and tried to kill you?
I think he tried to possess me at some point, too.
Oh, then vice versa.
What a salty little bastard.
Oh, we got aspects. So
Ashenite,
why
I
I'm
think that's a... Okay, well, I thought it was like closer to like 7 or 8, but I guess...
It's a shame no one here has Auspex.
I do. But I only have
I do.
Auspex, too. I got it from Diablo
Oh,
Rise.
I have Auspix 3. Hey, guys.
Not another voice in my head.
I mean, like
You're like, get out of there.
So you all been in the air for a long time, right? Y'all hungry?
Y'all.
Yeah.
I want to grab a bite. I know this great place that Wait, never mind. I can't eat.
You take them to In and Out.
You've been to California before.
No disrespect, Carlo, but my palate has become somewhat rarefied recently. I will have plenty to eat once we reach our destination.
You could just mention to them, like, you do realize there's a lot of werewolves there.
And if my thoughts are right, here, Angela, the place that we're going to is a werewolf infested, and I don't want to die again.
Does that scare you, little cousin? The puppies won't hurt you.
Ooh, intensifies.
Ada.
Are you one of them werewolves then, or like something?
Am I a werewolf? Oh my, you are just the most charming. I am not indeed, but trust me, you will be safe. Auspex 3 is the spirit's touch. Telepathy is 4.
All right,
Ah,
Carl, you
one-
know what you have to do. Find the harpies den and drive your triumph into it.
He goes like, just on the highway, just Dukes of Hazzard it. Kill all of us. I mean, did the shitty Uber driver thing and just drive around?
You're gonna drive around for a while?
Yeah, just like, yeah. A little bit.
Okay. Jabril. As you sort of exit the building to pursue these fleeing footsteps, are we super speed engaged right now, or are you
Yes.
moving?
I'm mad that somebody dared to attack my residence.
All right. You can see, as you exit the window, as you chase after them, there are two people dressed in very dark clothing, leather jackets. They look like they might be two older gentlemen, maybe 40s or such. Are you going to try and sneak up behind them, or are you going to run them down?
Yes, sneaky sneak.
All right. So again, you've got your stealth 4. I want to see how fast you can maintain that stealth 4. So give me that dexterity, athletics, and are you going to trigger your obfuscate at any point?
Yes.
Okay. Do it.
Seven successes.
7. Jesus Christ, you are a cold gust in the wind. As you are following right behind them. As the bundle of carpet gets flung through the window, they sort of freeze and turn around. What was that? You think they survived? I don't know. I don't see anything.
Must have been my imagination.
And one of them sort of reflexively begins to move his hand underneath his jacket to what is clearly a holstered weapon. What would you like to do?
Use your kukri to stick his weapon to his body.
Weapon welder.
I'll grab his hand forcefully, then put my blade to his back and just say,
Well, the
My friend. "What have you been doing tonight?"
All right, so you're gonna place the kukri at his back, and you're breaking obfuscate at this point.
Yes.
All right, with that, I would like everyone to roll initiative for me, and dynamic overlay. Activate battle mode. Son of a bitch. Fuck battle mode. I forgot to set this up with the cameras. It was a good idea for like 5 seconds. Next time. Next time.
"19.
Battle mode denied.
You have it always frees your chance to initiate battle. Yeah.
F.
Oh, hey, Lucas Murphy Fierro.
I got a 7.
7 for Mark Zantz.
Adam.
Trying to roll one die.
I'm trying to roll one down.
We believe in you, Adam. You can do it.
The 15. 15.
Hey, you have no reason to apologize, Psyche Shear. It is quite all right. Jabril is cool. I think this is probably my favorite vampire that you've made, honestly.
Is it because he's religious?
No, I just think he's more of a solid character than like... Because Gabriel's basically Axe Batman, and Lee is... I don't know, maybe we haven't really gotten too far into Lee, but like, he just seems to be the most, like, actually fleshed out.
We're paying him forever.
How's that initiative roll coming, Adam?
I did. I thought it was a
You got
15.
15. Okay, good. Jabril, how'd you do?
You got a 19.
19, yep.
All right, Byrick, how'd you do?
I got a 14. And Josh got a
7.
7.
Okay, well, that's easy. So, Jabril, Carlo, the bad guys, Byrick, and then Josh. Jabril, as you plant your kukri at this guy's back, instant he goes rigid, the sheen of cold sweat pouring down his back, and he's reaching for that weapon, as is the guy by his side. You're up first.
Well. Are they close enough that I can attack them?
Yeah, 100%. You snuck up and kukried.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna chop both their hands off, as is tradition.
Okay.
But they're not thieves.
No, they're worse. They're
Arson.
lucky I'm letting them live with their hand.
Is that their hand?
Well, I mean, I'm letting them have the other one, Adam. But yes, that is my intention.
Okay,
Chop, chop.
so are you going to use celerity actions for this?
Yeah, sure, I can do that.
Okay, so... Circuit Overlord, thank you for following. We appreciate you. Alright, give me the first attack roll. As this guy goes for his gun, you're probably going to swing the kukri and sever him at the elbow. We'll call this a disarm. So you're rolling at a strength. I think disarm is strength melee. Difficulty 7.
It's dex melee.
Is it? Okay, I take your word for it. I have my super cool Cadillac of screens with the official Onyx Path inserts right here. I just don't have a place to put it. Go ahead and roll because I'm not going to sit here and look for it. Disarm is dex melee. You're right. Diff 7. Dude, isn't it cool that VTM came back? Like, that's the one thing. I completely understand if you're not super down on the new meta plot or the new rules that White Wolf gave us. I personally like it, but to each their own. But the fact that World of Darkness has come back in such a big way and we're finally getting Bloodlines too, that's why I think White Wolf deserves your support, honestly.
Yes. Okay, so that's 6 successes. Now, does that beat his strength score?
Does it? Oh, yeah. He does. I guarantee you he does not have beyond mortal strength. In fact, you're pretty sure these guys are just humans.
Okay, cool. I kind of figured, but... So the rules are, if I exceed his strength rating, I don't do damage, I just disarm him, but I'm going for chopping off the hand, so How do you want to do that? Just enough damage to chop off the hand?
What an interesting question. I tell you what. Since you are severing a limb, I'm just going to give you a 2 flat lethal.
Awesome.
All right, so yeah, you swing the kukri, take him off at the elbow. Carlo, you're not actually fighting right now, but I'm going to do this so nobody gets lost. As you're driving around town...
downtown driving.
You get distracted by something. A cannoli.
When I hit a curve, is that when the tire pops up to call my cousin to get a ride? And ask for advice.
Hey man, fair enough. We've been playing for a while, so we're the kind of nerds that I can pick out different things from different editions. But hey man, down there, we've got our link to our YouTube channel, and we've got a good number of hours of VTM at this point. So hey, by all means, binge watch. We could use all the views we can get. So you're attempting to deliberately pop your tire
Yes.
and call Mauricio.
That comment
I just want to.
literally distracted me from Adam's shenanigans. What?
So wait, I just want to let's go over Carlo Martino's thought process. You were at the payphone, calling Mark. You couldn't get a hold of Mark. You got back in the car, drove around Los Angeles to deliberately pop your tire to go back to the payphone and call Mauricio.
Yes. So that way, yeah. Or you get someone else.
Can I get a perception alertness roll from you, please, at a difficulty 8?
For me, yeah.
Yes.
Perception, alert.
Oh my god, Bruno. I will still forever love your playtest of V5 and Josh's rollerblading party boy. Dude. Yes. Yes. I would pay money to see you bring that character back in whatever you wanted.
Okay, no. The characters were not fun.
Okay, fair enough.
We made them fun.
I was a mustard. But never brought it out. I got 6 successes, though.
6 successes.
Yes.
You can begin to see Angelina grow impatient in the back seat as she leans over to Kia. I'm beginning to understand why they chose this one.
Carlo.
Hey, what'd you say?
You can do one of 2 things. You can continue the path you're on, or you can screw over your cousin.
And bring her to the mansion to talk,
Do it.
to, talk to him.
I don't know how much of a heel turn that would be for you.
So
the books that want to read her in the mansion, though. That's the thing. Yeah, I can't have them burn down the mansion there.
So you go to a payphone. You call Mauricio. Carlo?
Carlo, I need some quick advice.
Didn't you just leave here 2 hours ago? What happened?
I got the bros in the car, but let's just say they want to go into the werewolf territory. I don't want.
Werewolf territory, like where? Like Griffith Park?
No. Up at the what's it called? Up in Malibu.
Malibu? Oh shit! Malibu's dangerous as hell. There's werewolves all over that place.
Yeah.
And they want to go there?
Yeah, that's what they want me to go there. It's like a suicide mission, or I don't know what's happened.
I don't want to die.
I want to die again. And then also the car broke down.
Also, my car broke down.
Carlo, what do you mean your car broke down, Carlo?
I pumped the tire.
Elucidate to me what you mean about your car breaking down, Carlo.
Well, isn't that a pop tire? Yeah,
It's out of gasoline, so I put spaghetti sauce. It's not working.
I don't know what's going on.
I thought everything run on blood, man. Everything should be running on butane nowadays.
I put olive oil in, and it's not making these sounds. I don't know what's going on.
It's a pretty eclectic makeup. You're 100% right.
That's
Alright.
how. Oh shit! Fuck that one up. Okay, keeping it though.
No, I don't have a stair. This is the stair. It's by all 4 stair tires.
All right, look, Carlo. I'll have a tow truck sent out to you. Oh, fuck, they don't. Tow trucks don't have spare tires, Carlo. Jesus.
Why did I choose you?
All right, look.
Then,
Look, Carlo, stop talking. Look, shut up. Look.
He's already failed the one test this guy is giving.
But you didn't even make it 1 session, Carlo.
that's why I was putting you in advice. Because you got the brains in there.
Listen to me. You listen to me. I'm gonna have Anthony drive out there. I'm gonna have them bring you my caddy. Do not fuck up that car, Carlo. You understand me?
Yes, I understand.
Carlo fucks up the
All right.
car.
Good night, Psyche Shear. Thanks for being here.
But
Now. No. About the werewolf thing. That's weird. But maybe Angelina got something set up we don't know about. Now there's a reason that we don't exactly trust her, Carlo. There's a reason we keep her at arm's length. If you're not comfortable, well, then you can kind of schmooze a reason not to go. But we kind of put this one on you, Carlo. It's your responsibility to... Look, your call. You either take her where you want it to go, or where she wants to go, or you take her somewhere else. You figure it out. I put you in charge.
Take her to a jazz club.
My car's all supposed to get.
Now, do you have any further questions?
Only Carlo would destroy his own car to buy time.
It's like, hey girls, you want to go listen to some black jazz?
Yeah, we'll listen to some jazz.
And then I'm just gonna ask because I have the thing in there. You guess my pocket the
Your spaghetti.
my spaghetti pocket. Take the spaghetti off. Like, you know anyone Nieta? You know anyone named Nieta? I heard them talking about it earlier.
Neath?
Yeah, Nieta.
Neath's like an Egyptian goddess or something. Look, Angelina, she spent some time down south looking for Cappadocians, right? Well, that's not what she says, but the Anziani kind of agreed, figuring out she'd be able to corner the last one of Lazarus's guys. You know what I mean? So she probably got a little bit of the local culture. All right, so she fucking vampires love their nicknames. Okay, look, just do what you want to do, Carlo. All right, you're in charge here, but don't fuck up my car.
If the wind was fucking up, it's not my fault, right?
Carlo.
I'll do my best.
You better not bring me back my car covered in wolf piss.
I will shove your ashes up your grandma's desiccated vagina. Don't fuck me here. Click.
Okay.
All right.
And you realize you have the same grandma.
Good news, ladies. Well, the tow truck's on the way.
Bad news is we're getting a Cadillac.
And probably a car improvement.
Carlo, dear, would it make your life easier if I were to just call a cab? You seem hesitant.
I'm a lot of things, Angela, but I already called the car. I can't just be here without them.
I've done a lot of things in my days, but hesitate has never been one of them. I should probably start.
I'm a man of action.
Carlo, I feel like you don't trust me, and that hurts me. It's to be understood. I too am a member of Familia Giovanni. I know how they treat us. You don't even know how they treat you yet.
Ooh.
But I want us
Carlo.
to have a good relationship. Now, if you would like me to be my own chaperone to my haven, I'm a big girl and I can have that arranged. Or, if you would like to take me, then so much the better for a future budding relationship, but you let me know.
I have to keep my doors open, so I'll take you the rest of the way in the newer car that's coming by.
Yeah.
All right, Tom. As you blot out the shafts of the flashlight with pure darkness, you can hear the familiar voice in your head. Well, Mr. Byrick Ash, some midnight visitors, it seems. Oh, I do so look forward to seeing what sort of welcome you'll give to these ne'er-do-wells.
Well,
Probably less kind than I would be.
one of them is gonna clean up this mess.
You can hear from inside the cloud of darkness. What happened? I don't know. The flashlights are still working. I can't see anything. And shit's starting to fray and go crazy in the center of the darkness.
Welp. All right. How close are they to one another?
Probably within 4 feet.
Okay.
At least last you saw before. Boom. Well, I think you're immune to your own darkness, so yeah, you can still see him.
Yeah.
Are you just like, why can't people see?
Huh. What weirdos.
So open your eyes. See the darkness.
Not quite appropriate yet. Well, I'm gonna get on one side of one of them. So one of them is in the middle of his friend and me.
Okay. I think I understand. So like billiards, Byrick, one of them, the other one.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And
Shoot him in the dick.
no.
Double dick shot.
I'm going to see how this plays out. I'm going to put one hand over the closest one to me's mouth and his throat. On the other hand, throttling him.
Okay. Excellent. So you're essentially making like a, I think it's called a clench or a grapple. So give me a strength brawl at a diff 7. Fury John, how's it going? Has Carlo cried to get laid yet? He's working on it.
Close.
One of them is his cousin. One is not.
Which one do you think I'm going for?
I mean, yeah, let's be real. He's going for his cousin.
Vote in the comments.
I got 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. So, like a wraith in the darkness, you step forward, your hands gliding with perfect precision, clamp the guy, and just... Do you hold him there, or do you pull him back out?
No, I hold him there. And I exclaim, who are you and why have you entered?
Holy shit, it's him! And you hear, like, pounding footsteps, pound, 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 and then as they slam into something hard.
What idiots.
It's just a Three Stooges routine.
How's your strength, Byrick?
My strength is a 3.
3? Okay, the one in your grip is gonna try and, like, wriggle free. If you could just give me a straight strength roll.
Okay, man. I got 2 successes.
2 successes. Ties go to the defender, which I believe is you. Or would it be him?
Oh, I'm trying to keep him in place. He's trying to.
I'll give it to you. But he does seem to have a little bit of potence backing himself up as you are holding him.
All right, then can I pull out my gun and place it against his temple? I'll move the hand on his throat.
Yeah, why not? I'll allow that as you just press the gun.
Answer the question.
Okay, so we're going to do something very interesting here. What I would like from you... Actually, I don't think I need anything from you. He is going to roll a Dex Brawl at a difficulty 7. Oof.
Ash, that's called madness, what you have right there.
Byrick, do you have any fortitude?
No.
All right. You feel this sharp pinprick in your hand as he basically extends his fangs through his own bottom lip and chomps into you. And the two of you are going to take 3 aggravated damage from it.
Youch.
Okay, then.
Mark, as you're pulling up before Byrick's library, you open the door and you're, holy shit, it's him! Stomp, 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 slam! And the front door is wiggles a little bit in the evening breeze.
I'm gonna go back to the car really quick. Pull out my cavalry saber out of the trunk.
Oh, Master, it does seem terribly dangerous in there. Perhaps maybe you shouldn't venture in.
I highly doubt my presence is going to be necessary. I'm just taking some precautions.
Okay.
And I'm assuming I already have my Smith & Wesson in my jacket pocket.
If that's what you want, then yeah.
I'm grabbing the cavalry saber and heading in.
Okay. As you head in, Byrick, you can hear the front door creak open. I don't know. What I'm guessing is there's probably moonlight igniting Mark from the back. So right now you would basically just see a black silhouette armed with a sword and a gun make his way in. Mark, as the moonlight filters in behind you, you see the library is a mess. Books everywhere, shelves everywhere, and it just sort of, as you sort of pan your view over the scene, there's a sphere of perfect, unbreakable darkness in the center of everything.
Well, here's something I'm going to do different that shows that I'm not an animal. I'm going to close the door behind me.
A man of culture, I see.
So Byrick will know I am not one of the thugs.
All right, Jabril, as you are slicing off this guy's elbow, and he yells out, shrieks in pain, the other one reaches for his weapon, pulls out this tiny sort of snub-nosed revolver, and he's going to take a shot at you.
I dodge.
Okay, you're going to spend a celerity to dodge? Go for it. Oof. I tell you what, Xavier, don't bother, because in his haste to pull his revolver, he fires his bullet a mile wide before he can line up a shot, and it bites into the brickwork by your temple.
Son of a bitch.
What's your celerity? Your total celerity rating?
My celerity's 3.
Okay, so use 1 action, you've got 2 left.
Cool. Where's my turn?
It is your turn for your celerity actions.
Yes. Then I'm chopping his hand off too.
Okay, give us a swing.
Jabril's just going to go through all of LA tonight just chopping hands off.
They're lucky I'm letting them live.
Someone's gonna pass by, like, hey, what are you doing? Hand off. Police officer, oh my god, that man's cutting hands off.
Like Kill Bill, kind of. That's what I'm picturing. Yeah.
I think
Four
I have seen that
successes.
video. I think I have seen that video.
Wait. I don't. Oh yeah, I know what that is.
Just a dude slapping everybody at a barbecue.
The slap. Yeah. 4 successes. Is that
At a diff 7?
Yeah.
That will also beat his strength score. So again, at the wrist, the hand clenching the gun just sort of flies off and twirls through the air as a shot of blood spurts across the scene. You've got one more celerity action.
Well, I guess I'm punching them or something to knock one of them out.
Okay, do it.
I'm not as good with brawl.
Because you have your scimitar.
Kukri. Well, I mean, I also have a scimitar, but that's somewhere else.
Let's be real, you totally have a scimitar.
Another 4 successes.
All right, 4 successes. Is that to hit or damage?
To hit. Damage would be what's just strength, right?
Yeah, plus your extra successes.
One, 2, 3, 4.
That's plenty. These guys are mooks. So you just
Okay, good.
bam
Go.
in the face. He crumples like a sack of bricks, just down on the ground, bleeding from several areas at this point.
Sweet. And
Okay.
now one of them's still left alive.
So for expedience, I would. I'm not going to ask you guys to re-roll your initiative. So Jabril, you're up again.
I'm gonna get the one who attacked me. Activate my Protean 1 Beast Eyes to intimidate him, and ask him, "Why did you attack my home?"
Protean 1 Beast Eyes. Okay.
Yeah, it just makes -1 difficulty on intimidation.
Yeah, not a problem. You automatically succeed. Here's the issue. The guy's missing part of his arm. His partner just went down like a sack of bricks. As you activate your beast eyes, give me perception empathy.
Okay.
My God, guys, you're dice rollers. You can't just pick up a fistful of dice and go boom. I've never said you couldn't do that.
I mean, you're
I'm using
right.
my dice.
I'm using Onyx Path dice now.
But I didn't get my dice before we started.
The pain.
And they're like, 3 feet away. Holy shit, 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. So he's obviously scared. He lets out a yell of terror. But as you connect eyes with him, you notice something's missing. Something you haven't even realized that you subconsciously have grown to expect. While he's terrified, there's not that vertiginous shock of horror at seeing your eyes light up red. It's almost as if it doesn't surprise him. And his only response is going to be to try to clutch his stump and run as fast as he can into the night. Are you going to have celerity actions this round?
No, that won't be necessary.
Okay. Carlo Martino. A beautiful, brand new, shiny black Cadillac rolls up, parks alongside the curb. Hey, Carlo, Mauricio just wants me to tell you, if you dent it, he'll kill you.
I'm already dead. What?
This is true. I don't know what you guys do, man. I'm just a family ghoul, all right? Look, I did my job. I delivered the message, at which point,
Thanks, Tony. You think you can fix my ride up, though? You should have pop tire. I just need a tire.
Carlo, I don't have a tire with me. Mauricio says bring the car. I bring the car.
Just put a wheel of cheese on it. Some Parmesan.
Well, thanks, Tony.
Mine is now looking a little more like sweet.
As Angelina and Kia exit the rear of your car, you can very clearly see Angelina slip some amount of paper money into his pocket. For your trouble. Hey, wow, I ain't never been paid before. You're all right, broad.
She slaps him.
Thanks, sweet tits.
Right, is this the car you're expecting? Yeah.
A bit ostentatious, perhaps, but it'll do. Would you like me to have a tow truck tow your car? I'm certain it means a great deal to you.
Triumph.
Yeah.
You're gonna come back tomorrow and it's still gonna be there. Nobody wanted to take it.
I'll be happy to tow it for you as soon as I can reach a phone. The sooner the better, I'm sure you would agree.
Yes. Let's be on our way to the Malibu.
Okay. So you drive through the
Just gonna
Malibu.
go to Malibu. Okay.
You drive through the Malibu neighborhoods, these large, colossal places. Just like modern day palaces. And the whole time you're like this because you're watching the horizon, expecting these giant furry shapes to leap out at you, but true to what Angelina says, they never do. And you pull up in front of probably the most beautiful house here, which is saying something. These large marble columns flank this marble walkway that leads up to a set of oaken double doors. These beautiful, finely carved statues on either side. As Angelina exits your vehicle, she leans in the window and says, "The ledgers, Carlo. I'll be happy to help you if you need me. You have my number." And she will rise, and her and Kia will make their ways to the door. And you realize you're suddenly alone in werewolf territory.
Yeah.
And this was the last we heard from Carlo Montito.
We're going up to Canada. Just kidding. And the loop all the way around it. You said I could use up enough to get a scratch on it, but I used up all the gas.
He said not to scratch it. He didn't say you couldn't keep it.
Yeah. I just go on with his mouth better now. Sorry, man, it's really good. Cause,
Oh shit, the Sonic movie came out.
Really?
not a while back, didn't we? Oh, no, did it? Or, oh, did it? Or, I don't remember.
Well, shit. Byrick, it is currently your turn. As this fucking punk just bit straight through his own lips into your hand.
What? Oh no, it comes out tomorrow. What the fuck? Anyway. Well. You didn't even wait for me to fucking bring out any hors d'oeuvres. Just- Also, he broke into my house.
He should have been the one to put out the hors d'oeuvres. He was here first.
No, well, I guess by some standards, I guess he did. So I'm gonna sink my fangs into his.
Okay. Yeah,
Give him the suck.
no problem. You sink your fangs into him. The taste of sweet, fresh vampire blood flows into your mouth.
Now use it to heal yourself.
That's the plan.
That's gonna be a while. If I recall, you can heal one per night, and you have to spend blood and willpower.
I think it's only 5 blood. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, this guy goes slack as you begin draining him. Mark, you hear a bunch of thumping and shambling and tripping and sort of stumbling out of this solid black sphere of darkness. Somebody enters your field of view. Looks like scarcely older than a child, maybe 19 years old, but again, you can sense the beast within him. You know that this is a vampire. And as he runs out of the darkness and he sees you, is standing in the door. Oh shit! Oh man! Oh, I didn't sign up for this, man.
Oh boy.
Stop him. I have to ask him something.
I'm
And
gonna
he
go
has
ahead
to
and use.
clean up this place.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use dominate. I'm gonna be like halt.
How's your generation?
9th.
9th? Easy. He freezes instantly. You don't even have to roll.
Oh shit! I'm not Gen 2.
And while he does that, I'm just gonna slowly stick the cavalry saber into his chest.
Okay.
Right in the heart.
Yep, right in the heart. Just
Done. Staked. Byrick, you gonna Diablerize this guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking do it.
I'll fucking do it again.
Alright, so take your 10 blood points.
Yay.
And
You get thin blood sorcery.
10 blood sorcerer.
he was a Bruja, so if you'd like, you can spend 10 XP to gain. You already have Celerity. There's Potence and Presence on the table for you.
I guess
Yeah,
I'll take
good.
potence.
Now, I do need I think it's a Conscience Conviction roll at a difficulty 8 from you. Because Diablerie is kind of a bitch with that.
Conscious
But
conviction.
he's not on humanity.
Yeah, I know. But I don't believe that Diablerie gives a shit. I think you have
Which
to.
is super weird because he's like Path of Power. That's kind of like a thing he should be doing.
I got one success.
One success is good enough.
That's all I need.
I think one of your sins is failing to Diablerize.
Is it? I might have to double check then, because
Or that might be the Path of Blood. I don't remember. They're very similar.
anyway, I've got time to look it up later. You pass the roll I told you to do, you're good. As yeah, this guy just crumbles to dust and ash in your hands, and you can feel that sweet, delicious vampire blood flowing through you. Unfortunately, he was a filthy hygiene, so you don't really gain anything from it.
Well, it was more of a retaliation type of thing. And once again, he should have brought snacks with him if he was gonna come into my home. I assumed he was my snack then.
Counters suck.
All right, Jabril. You have one of these intruders unconscious at your feet. One is running into the night. Do you intend to pursue?
Do I let a possible hunter get away?
Throw your
answer is
kukri
no.
to the back.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Yeah, he's getting a kukri to the back.
Okay.
Fuck him.
Again,
Just-
this guy's a mook. You don't even have to roll. You swing the kukri, you take right in the back, and he falls over, dead, pooling blood onto the asphalt. And that is where I'm going to call it tonight.
Nice.
So, 3 XP for everybody. Guys, if you like what you saw, like, subscribe, whatever, social media down below so you know what we're streaming and when. Next week is going to be Tom's video game stream. If you really like us, there's a Patreon. You know what happens now. Everybody vote for who you want to get the bonus XP and give us the reason why.
Adam made me laugh.
I'll also give it to him.
As will I.
I'm mostly giving it to Adam for him sticking to his character and being helpless and not knowing what to do and wrecking his own car to buy.
To buy trying to think things out. Yes.
Adam, who would you like to vote for?
I will not give it to Adam for not sucking dick because I think not doing something that you're not normally not going to do is not a action that should be brought to attention.
I'm gonna go to, I guess, for Josh for orchestrating the taking up for, I guess, being my homie. I guess, well, not answering the phone.
You're
For
voting
not
for
answering
Josh
the
for
phone.
not answering the phone.
Yeah, that's the answer I wanted to give.
Adam's bar is real low.
Okay, I'll accept it. 1 vote for Tom for teaching us all how to be gentlemen. Russell votes for Carlo. I'll give it about another minute to see if any other votes pour in. How does it feel, guys? How does it feel being back behind the wheel of the prodigal vampires?
It feels right.
Pretty good.
To be our probably most iconic vampires, which is ironic considering how we play our first vampires now on stream.
Oh yeah.
I guess it's like homecoming. It's coming back to our roots,
Homecoming.
back to our roots of the first times.
Yeah,
We miss Bob.
we do. I think we all know it's not going to be. Well, I gave Bob a formal invitation, so if he ever wants to come back, not only is it an implied open invitation, now I've told him directly, hey Doug, we want you back.
All right, Adam, you're getting that extra XP.
Yeah, Adam's winning by 5 currently, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it in Adam's favor. Adam, you get the bonus XP. And with that, we are super over our usual time. I am sorry to one and everyone involved. Goodbye, you fantastic people. We had a great turnout tonight. Did you guys notice?
Yes.
Yeah.
We had tons of people. I did not know the Free States could bring people together like this, but I know now, and I thank you all for it. All right, you have a great night, you fantastic people. Please do. We need the help. Good night, guys.
Don't make me do the pity cry.